Imagine it's 3 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling, your mind won't shut off. We think of this as a modern problem: blue light, caffeine, stress. But what if I told you that over 4,000 years ago, medical texts recorded prayers from people having this exact same experience, without sleeping pills or white noise machines? What did they actually do? The struggle for sleep is as old as humanity itself, and our ancestors didn't just suffer through it. They developed a fascinating mix of early science, spiritual warfare, and practical wisdom to fight it. From poisonous potions to prayers against demons, their battle for rest reveals a universal human experience. Today, we're digging through medical papyri, clay tablets, and historical records to uncover the ancient world's answer to a sleepless night. By the end, you'll know what they did, what might have actually worked, and the one piece of ancient advice sleep experts today would probably agree with. So how did we know ancient people had insomnia? We have their complaints, preserved in writing. From ancient Mesopotamia around 2000 BCE, we find ritual incantations, prescribed prayers that describe the torment of being unable to sleep day or night. In ancient Egypt, the famous Ebers papyrus has specific entries for sleeping too much and not sleeping. This tells us two things. First, sleeplessness was common enough to require formal remedies. And second, they saw it as a disruption to be fixed, not just a personal failing. Across cultures, the explanations for why sleep escaped you fell into three big categories. Category 1, the herbal pharmacy. This was the ancient world's medicine cabinet, born from trial and error. The Egyptians and Mesopotamians used poppy juice, what we know as opium, a powerful narcotic whose derivatives are still used in medicine today. The Greek and Romans brewed teas from valerian root, a plant still sold as a herbal sleep aid. Chamomile and lavender were also common bedside remedies. These weren't random choices. They contained compound that we now know can have calming, sedative effects. Of course, some ancient herbs were dangerously toxic, but the pursuit of botanical relief was real. Category 2, the spiritual battlefield. If herbs didn't work, maybe you were under supernatural attack. In Mesopotamia, insomnia was often blamed on night demons. In other cultures, it was a sign of an angry god or restless spirit. The cures? Protective amulets, clay figurines to trap evil, and specific prayers recited before bed. This wasn't just superstition, it was just a powerful framework. Giving your sleeplessness a name and a ritual to fight it could reduce the terrifying anxiety and lying awake in the dark, which is itself might help you drift off. Category 3. Behavioral tweak proto-sleep hygiene. This is where some advice starts to sound surprisingly familiar. The Roman physician Galen emphasized a calm mind, light evening meals, and moderate exercise. Ancient Indian Ayurvedic texts stressed regular sleep schedules and winding down. The goal wasn't called sleep hygiene, but the principle was similar: create conditions conducive to rest. But what if you just accepted it? Some ancient schools of thought, like Stoicism in Rome, suggested just that. If you couldn't sleep, don't toss and turn in frustration. Use the quiet time for reflection and reading. The goal was to remove the secondary anxiety about being awake. And then there were dreams. In ancient Greece, dreams were often seen as messages from the gods. For chronic ailments, including perhaps sleeplessness, people would travel to healing temples. After rituals and offerings, they would incubate sleep in a sacred hall, hoping for a healing dream or a visitation from a god. It was a form of spiritual and psychological therapy. Let's be clear. Many ancient remedies were dangerous or purely psychological, but they reveal a profound understanding of a principle modern sleep science champions: the separation principle. Our ancestors knew instinctively or through ritual that sleep required a transition. Their rituals, whether lighting a specific oil lamp, saying a prayer, or drinking a certain tea, created a powerful psychological cue. The day is over. Now is for sleep. They also intuitively prioritize the dedicated, dark, quiet space for rest. This is the bedrock of modern sleep hygiene. Your ritual might be turning off screens, reading a book, and dimming the lights. The mechanism is identical. You're building a behavioral bridge from wakefulness to sleep. The ancient who focused on a calm environment and a consistent pre-bed routine was onto something that psychology and biology now confirm. So, the next time you're laying awake, remember you're part of a very, very old club. The solutions have changed. We swapped mandrake for melatonin and demon warts for white noise. But the struggle is timeless. The most enduring wisdom isn't a magical herb or potion. It's the simple, ancient idea that good sleep requires a deliberate and peaceful end to the day. Maybe that's the real 3,000-year-old cure.